Good evening and welcome to Fireside Cast coverage of RGL 6's Season 15. Tonight we have the intermediate grand finals. Joining me today are Theory, I'm M17. Theory Y is our co-caster, and Pika is on production. Theory, it's been last time I think we casted was last season's I Am Grand Finals. How are you feeling for tonight?
It was, I have less of a personal stake in this grand finals. I must say, I'm 17, seeing as it is not my team playing in them. But I've heard rumors that there's a bit of a upset in the bracket. People are calling this the RGL game of the century. Even I know we just had a LAN, but I expect there to be even better TF2 than that LAN. I hope G6 is taking notes. This should be a good game.
I really hope they do. We'll go down the rosters here shortly. First we have. Why don't you run down the Zugjug roster first, just to start us off?
Looks like on Zugjug we got Imagine on Pocket Scout, JAFK or JFK on Flank Scout, Smokey on Soldier, Phoenix on Roamer, Ryltov on Demo. I hope I said that right. And then User on Medic.
Yes, and on the side for the Fate Classic mix-up, we have Jebediah on Combo Scout, Obama Namicon on Flank Scout, Chocolate as a ringer on Pocket Soldier, Amity on Roamer, Aiden on Demo, and then Tuna a ringer on Medic. And as you might have noticed that these are kind of different names we've been seeing, but there's been a few roster things that have been happening. So Amity and Jedi are both subbing in to fill out, and then there are two backup bringers just in the last case scenario. But they did pretty well, and they beat 6 Hate Club in two maps. So it's not like this team is still a slouch, even if I'd still favor Zugjug in this one, just because especially because they won in the upper bracket finals. And speaking of this match, this is a best of 5 series, not a best of 3, but because Zugjug came from the upper bracket finals, they have a map advantage. So they only have to win 2 maps, whereas the Fate Classic Mixup has to win 3.
Yeah, it's an upper battle. We are actually going live already. Skip the intros. We're getting right into the game, going to the first mid on this Bagel point. Curious to see. I know house shoves are pretty common in this. Wonder what these IM teams are going to pull out. Rolling out into mid. Both teams walking on a concrete now. See what happens.
Yeah, both teams just taking pretty passively, just trying to expand. Nobody's going for anything too committal, although Phoenix takes a lot of damage early. They're going to have to go retreat for a health pack. JFK did an early shove in this house here, but didn't get too much out of it. The damage is slightly favoring the fake mix-up, I would say, because of that medic damage onto the Zugjug medic, but a bunch of damage going on here. Chocolate gets a kill onto Phoenix for a bomb, but Zugjug did control the point, but with that player ad, Mixup is going to retake that point quickly. Amity gets a pick in the right house, and that's 2 up for Mixup, and they're going to slowly dwindle this time down, and they have that 2-player advantage, which they're going to work off of.
Yeah, looks like they're going forward, trying to get a little bit of space on concrete, ended up giving it up. Looks like they're going for more of a bit of a passive hold here. They own the point, which means they just have to burn time off the clock. But Zugjug doesn't want to give it to him for free. It looks like they're walking forward. An Uber exchange is coming out. Classic Mixup uses first. Zugjug able to milk it a little bit, and they're going to follow them back across points. Uber's running out on concrete, and 0 kills get traded, but... Sorry, Aiden gets dropped. And with that, it looks like Zugjug's going to be able to cleanly take this point back, even with Chocolate killing Phoenix over there in left house.
Yeah, Chocolate is still going for another fight. Is going to lose to JFK. Smokey got a kill onto Amity in the right house, I believe, and Smokey's just pressuring very hard. But in all that chaos, User did go down, and Mixup is just going to abuse that, and they're just going to use their heals to start slowly pressuring out, and they're going to have about a 50% Uber advantage. They're already trying to pressure. JFK just walks to the right house. Amity does trade with him, so not that bad, but unfortunately, since her team already capped, she's going to have a later respawn, as you'll see. JFK is already spawning them, and he's got a few more seconds left. Yeah, and so Zugjug is just going to keep pressuring this point with that player ad because they're going to have a spawner a couple seconds earlier. Actually, Abominomicon got really aggressive here in this left house, I think, to help out Chocolate, but it turns into nothing. But this is slightly in the favor now of Mixup. Here comes the big 4-man, yeah.
And the medic is just out cleanly into lobby. Only a scout trades for a soldier there, and they're going to be able to walk back forward. They have the health advantage. even though User's getting very close to Uber, it doesn't have it quite yet. And with a failed 4-man, 2 for 2, Zugjug will get their spawns quicker. They'll be able to refight this, but the time is just ticking away, almost at a minute 30 on the side of Classic Mixup, looking pretty strong. Just spamming them out here, trying to make it hard for them to get in. No sort of forward holds, couldn't do it with the players down. I wonder if we're gonna immediately see another exchange, but Aiden gets a drop. The sticky trap, dude, he's sneaky with it. He had it over by the stairs or something. And with that, we have full out of the side of Classic Mixup, but they are just playing aggressively. The soldiers in, and we have a second drop. Oh, Classic Mixup just needed to ball up around their medic, but they let a soldier get in behind through big door. Let a soldier come in through main, and with that, M17, listen, I'm casting. We're gonna see medics drop. It's just what happens.
Yeah, that was really insane. After User died to the sticky trap, they just went all in, and it looked like Mixup had a good plan, but they just didn't have anybody watching that left door, and Phoenix just went on through, and they just got the free drop, and Tuna was none the wiser, as here comes a big fight over here. JFK taking a one-on-one fight onto Amity. Amity barely lives, but JFK decided to back out just in time. The damage is definitely in the favor of Zugjug. Big bomb from Chocolate does get a decent amount of damage, and they get the cap. So many people solo. User is solo. He's gonna retreat, and Abominamicon is not able to get that kill. JFK is just in this left house again. Amity is gonna grab this kill. Yeah, JFK is known for some crazy aggressive plays, but Mixup are just trying to retake that, or stop, Zugjug from taking the point. They have over a minute time advantage here. They are about a 10% Uber descent. Here comes the big 4-man. Bunch of damage onto User. User somehow hits a crazy surf. Chocolate doesn't get anything either. And it actually just turned into a 3-man because Abominamicon was slow. And so they're just going to back out with their full Uber, but that's a minute in the favor of them. But Zugjug is going to hold this down, I'm assuming, with a nice forward hold.
Setting up the forward hold here, getting these soldiers on concrete, gonna make it hard. They have a minute to burn to even out the clock at this point. Soldiers spamming into lobby, trying to find Abominamicron. Don't quite get him. Abominamicron or Khan? I don't know. They just Uber out, going for the quick exchange, say we're not gonna try to get through the door, and they actually drop Smokey, doesn't get the flash. Phoenix also getting W by the scouts. Jebediah, dude, these meat shots are biblical, and he's going in on Aiden. He doesn't stop. Oh, he gets backed up there, but imagine Eats and Arrow has to back up themselves, but those 2 picks on the soldiers during the exchange is going to secure the point for them.
Yeah, JFK is trying to do something, but decides better of, and he just backs out. Yeah, Jebediah just went huge there, and he even almost destroyed Raltov. Here comes a big push out of the right house. 2 kills go in the favor of Mixup. They're getting absolutely stuffed. All 6 players from Zugjug on this right side, and Mixup just absolutely destroys them. That is huge for them, and since the players might, yeah, what a big mess up there from Zugjug, and I think because of the players holding down, I think they're going to be able to win this round because Zugjug has to go fast. They only have 5 seconds left, and there's not going to be Ubers in play, but we'll see how this fight transpires.
JFK takes out 1, gets picked up. Smokey's in on Aiden, hits the air shot, but Aiden living with 5 HP. Imagine actually takes him down. Somehow they get out, they get the demo pick. It's only 2 for 2. They have a lot of overtime, a lot of cap time. They can even wait for the soldier to spawn here. Looks like they are, and they're actually somehow going to be able to recap it, but they don't want it. Jebediah. And Tuna drops, dude. Tuna. Oh my gosh, dude. Like a tuna in a shark tank, M17. He just gets eaten up. And with that, what looks so good for Classic Mixup is now the ball's in Zugjug's court. They have full Uber at only 30 seconds left. 1 fight remains, and they're not going to have Uber for it.
Yeah, they're holding pretty aggressively in this right house. Abominamicon tries to come through the left house, but gets destroyed by JFK with a fat meat shot. Raltov is very healthy. Aiden does get a kill into JFK and the force off onto Zugjug. Zugjug is going to try to go forward. Raltov is trying to get aggressive. Phoenix did get a kill into Chocolate going for a flank. Amity is in behind doing a bunch of damage to the players on Zugjug, The frags are going in the favor so far of Zugjug, although now this health is definitely in the favor of Mixup here, as Smokey is incredibly low, has to be healed up. Mixup is almost, it's now double overtime. They're getting so much damage on the point. It's just a huge chaos fight. It's a 3-on-3 now. Here comes the big bomb from Chocolate. That's definitely going to help. And another bomb from Amity. JFK is just going insanely aggressive. They'll somehow get the kill onto Tuna, and it's actually working out for them. And Smokey hits a crazy air shot. Absolutely destroyed the soldiers on Mixup, and I think that's going to be the round. Wow. That looked so... Such a beef. That's so hard, but that Mixup beef their fight back. Oh my goodness.
Oh my. Smokey says, don't ever in the chat, don't ever try and bomb my bagel points. You get air shot, kid. Coming into the second round already, and what a game we've had so far. If it keeps up like this, dude, I'm not going to have a voice by the end of the night. It's going to be over. Coming into the second mid, Phoenix favoring that spot again, gets spammed out for a second time, dropping low, having to retreat for the pack on the right side. Meanwhile, Aiden setting up those sticky traps, playing a little bit aggressive. Imagine warding them off. Both teams opting for a more passive style mid, but looks like Amity shoving through the flank with Obama Nomicron. Dude, am I saying his right? Name right? I don't think so.
Obama-nomicon.
Obama-nomicon. And with that, they're going to be able to bully Zugjug off just enough to get the cap, and they're going to fall back themselves, taking the time off the clock. Both medics getting very close to Uber. Actually, very slight Uber ad in case of classic mix-up, but they wouldn't know. They wouldn't do anything with it. And both teams are just trading spam.
Yeah, JFK's been trying to harass Chocolate in his house. He's been damage positive. Oh my goodness, Raltov just gets a crazy juggle onto Jebediah with stickies. Very well played. Raltov is pretty low, but is going to get saved by his medic. Here comes the Uber exchange from Aiden because there's no scout in it, but it is a pretty early counter force, which is really good for mix-up. Here comes Smokey trying to go pretty aggressive. Amity is in behind, does a ton of damage onto JFK. Tons of fights happening. Aiden is somehow still alive, stays alive, doing a ton of damage, but does die to Phoenix. It is a 5-on-5, but Amity is through that right house. Realizes better when she just backs off through some health, but the scouts on Mixup are very aggressive. They get so much cap time, but eventually Zugjug is going to try to pressure. Phoenix just walked into the left house. Did eventually get the nice kill onto Tuna, just not watching that doorway here. And now Mixup is going to go all in. Here comes the humongous bomb. So much damage. Aiden does a ton of damage. Amity got a 2K. Obama-nomicon got JFK. Amity is still alive. Does so much damage to Raltov, but it's just Raltov and Smokey, but I think the health on Obama-nomicon should secure it, but Mixup did get that point. Amity gets the kill onto Raltov. She's just farming.
Dude, those Amity's rockets, they end friendships, dude. They don't create them. That's crazy. And now with that, classic mix-up, trying to hold onto this point, down one soldier. JFK just Wing again across the point. Ooh, Jebediah getting very, very low, has to get saved by the medic. Eating some spam, finally picks up an arrow. And they're trying to recap here. It's like they're attempting. JFK just loves Wing across this point. JFK is the flank scout, right? M17, like, I'm not seeing this Bagel strategy. Meanwhile, we have Obama pushing the left house in a little tussle with Phoenix and gets picked up by Smokey. Ooh, Aiden dropped super low, having to back up. This is not Mix-Up's area right now, dude. They're just getting bullied out.
Yeah, look, they had a player up, but they got destroyed on damage. They finally do recap, but they're just so low. They're getting destroyed on damage in the past, like, 30 seconds here. More re-pressuring and a bunch of fighting going on. Aiden gets a kill onto Imagine, and there's the Uber exchange. Jebediah, I got another kill onto Smokey. He's making so much of these Uber exchanges. Chocolate gets the kill onto Phoenix, who is behind. JFK gets caught on the point, and it's just Raltov and User. They are able to get out safely, but it's about a minute time advantage on the side of Mixup, and because they got all this space, they might even try. Yes, they are going to try for a nice forward hold. Yeah, it's not as strong as the product forward hold, but it's definitely not bad.
This has been a very strange game because it seems like Zugjug has been winning the spam game, but they haven't been able to cap, so Mixup is still up time. And with that, Chocolate and Aiden pick up a couple kills on the soldiers trying to break through this forward hold. And with that, the hold is just going to continue. They have a minute, 10 seconds advantage now, and it's still just ticking away. Zugjug is going to lose another 20 seconds here as they try and get their soldiers out. Looks like they're opting to bring the combo big door this time, trying to bust out, but there are sticks above, and Phoenix jumps right into him. He's not rising from those ashes. And with that, one soldier down. They're still trying to break in. Imagine. They just can't do it. Oh. Tuna gets... Is there another drop? 98% Uber. It wasn't quite a drop. I didn't even see. When did JFK get in, dude?
That is what JFK is known for. Here comes the crazy all-in from Mixup. It does get the force on the User, which is very crucial, and Aiden is going to die, but look at how much time they've gotten off the clock. It's almost a full 2 minutes to work with, and there's not going to be an Uber, although there is going to be a forward hold for Mixup. But yeah, if you don't know, JFK is known for crazy walk forward and multiple different doors at your teammates. He will test you because he has... Zugjug is the team that's known for their MGE, but
they have no respect.
Yeah, Smokey and JFK are both MGE loads.
You know, I gotta pay more attention to JFK, dude. I'm just expecting, you know, I'm used to my flank scout just doing nothing on Bagel. So, ooh, And JFK picks up Chocolate, tries to bomb in. It seems like they're going for the medic, but User's just tucked away in this house over here. And with that, they bleed a couple kills. They pick up one in return, but the forward hold's gonna break. They're still gonna kind of hold a little bit on their side, though. Not quite holding the doors close. Amity's trying to get in, get some damage, get some rockets on the demo. Demo's fully buffed. Ultov sweats those off. And Amity's in! I'm not sure about these soldiers. They just keep single bombing and dying, and looks like a scout gets baited in too. They're dead. Chocolate very low in lobby, picks up the pack. And they're turning what was a dire situation, 2 minutes down on the clock, into looking better and better.
Yeah, and here comes a crazy aggressive push from Mixup. There's an Uber exchange. Aiden trades out the kill into Chocolate with the kill into Smokey. Smokey's doing a ton of knockback here, but does eventually go down to Jebediah. He's doing so much damage here. There's so many bow comes out from Imagine, but Jebediah just out damages it again. JFK got the pick onto Amity, and Mixup is just retaking this point, and all they need is 5 seconds. They do delay their soldier, but they just need to hold on for a little bit. Huge desperation bomb from Raltov, doing so much damage, but does not get enough. Yeah, that's Raltov on the Zugjug demo, but that's all right. That was a 1-1 round for the side of Mixup. It looks like Mixup starts off the rounds extremely well, but then Zugjug brings it back and turns them into these close rounds. Mixup is going to have to fix that, and Zugjug is going to want to have to win these early fights if they want to start winning.
Yeah, I mean, you said that Zugjug was the DM team, and a map like Bagel, Koth can favor that extra spam. If you play it right and you just don't feed too often. Coming to the second mid here, Aiden taking a lot of damage off the bat, has to get arrowed up. Both teams just vying for this point, playing a little bit more spammy. There hasn't been a house shove quite yet. Smokey just left house, but they're JFK walking across, doesn't get focused down, actually picks up Aiden before he goes down. Imagine picks up a kill as well, and now up a demo player. Looks like Zugjug just gonna take this. Once your demo's dead on Bagel, kind of hard to contest the points. Looks like they're even trying to forward hold a little bit, even though they're down to scouts. Playing very, very aggressive. Both teams having Ubers now. Let's see what they decide to do. They're busting out on concrete. Haven't used Uber yet. They're just Wing in. They actually get the force, but they have to immediately use to save Jebediah in return. And they're just following all the way across point. No support from their team. And both teams are just going to disengage. No kills with the Uber whatsoever.
Yeah, it's now a huge point fight here. Jebediah is doing his best to try to do damage and stay alive while pressuring the point. Imagine is trying to stop it. Mixup did a push into the left house and the right house. They have a lot of house control, and the health is slightly favoring Mixup. Aiden gets a kill into Imagine with stickies. That's very good for Mixup here, and that's going to allow them to retake this point shortly, although JFK is trying to stop it, but does eventually go down. Phoenix gets pretty aggressive here on this height, is not able to get anything. Chocolate goes pretty aggressive in the left house, is going to try to get out and barely works his way out, although JFK is trying to shove that. He does not get the kill. But it's now point back for Mixup, but Aiden gets a kill into JFK, and even though we say that Amity, it's still slightly in favor of Zugjug, I would say, although, as I say that, another low scout on the side of Zugjug. Chocolate and Phoenix are going to try to fight. Chocolate barely wins the 1v1. Imagine does clean him up eventually. It's still a 5-on-5. Both teams have Uber. I'm assuming Jebediah wants to take another Uber exchange to try to stop this point, but Jebediah got distracted, and I think that was a miscoordination from him.
That was the biggest bait I've ever seen. Yeah. Jebediah wanted that Uber so bad. He runs in there, it says, wait, I'm not invincible, dies instantly, falls flat on his face. And with that, Zugjug is going to be able to burn even more time off the clock. Just like you said, Mixup, they won the initial fight, they got the point, and then Zugjug just comes back and holds them. Chocolate in this right house, taking a fight against Phoenix. Phoenix picks Chocolate up and is going to back out for some health. Meanwhile, on the points, both teams fighting back and forth. JFK W's in, gets picked up by a sticky from Aiden. Bunch of stickies behind him, though. Gets cleared out. And Zugjug loses the point during that mix-up, and now Jebediah says, don't drop me this time, I'm going in with the Uber. They get the force, they back out instantly. I think they're just trying to burn time off the clock with this. Uber's end, another Uber with 0 kills, but the collapse coming in. Smokey's in, gets picked up, and Imagine gets picked up on the house too. JFK getting run down. Looks like, yep, Mixup's gonna be able to recap this. Down 1 soldier, so they can't effectively forward hold, but Phoenix is in, dropping very, very low. Lives by the skin of their teeth. JFK's in! JFK holding W and dying for the 4th time in a row. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, this is the first time I've really seen JFK getting punished with that, which is very good to see on the side of Mixup. On that Uber exchange, it looked like it was going to go slightly worse for Mixup because they were taking so much damage, but Amity did a crucial play through the right house, got a kill, and did like 300 extra damage, which was huge. Aiden gets a kill, a trap kill onto User. That's huge. Aiden's on a 4K, and now Tuna's just going to be backed up in the house here. Here comes an all-in from the side of Mixup. Everyone's trying to fight. Chocolate just destroys Phoenix. A bunch of kills going the way of Mixup. Raltov is still behind, gets the kill into Amity and is behind, but excuse me, Mixup knows about it. They're gonna catch him off, and Jebediah is gonna clean that up. JFK is in again. He's doing it again, and he does not get the kill into Tuna. Mixup has learned, and they're gonna have a big Uber advantage and 30 seconds time advantage on the point. Although Smokey, or excuse me, I believe that Smokey, yeah, trying to go for a pick is not gonna be able to get it. But this is definitely now favoring Mixup for this round.
They may have time to go for one more 4-man, but it'd be super, super tight if they don't rip it right now. Looks like they aren't. They're opting to just take the fight. No, they are going for another 4-man. They're in on the medic. Tuna wasn't expecting it. Gets popped straight up in the air. Has to use 30 HP straight up in the air. Soldiers and scouts on you. Better to use there the drop. They pick up the kills, but it's actually a 2-for-2. Tuna dropped their medic. Aiden and Chocolate dies during that exchange, which means this is actually going the way of Zugjug. They can recap this point, and now they have Uber ad. Their medic's playing pretty far forward, though. I would have liked to see Mixup go for a 4-man the second they recap there.
Yeah, that would have been good, or at least before the recap, because when you really want to stop that recap from even happening, because that way you can buy even more time off the clock. It is slightly favored in terms of time for Mixup. Here comes that 4-man. Aiden is in, just gets the insta-force. User didn't even take damage. He just did not respect at all. Two kills going in the way of Zugjug here. Amity is still alive, is going to try to get out, but I think Amity's going to get caught. Barely grabs another health pack, and she's able to sneak her way out. And Chocolate is still pretty aggressive, but that's 2 players still up. They only needed 2 to get that force, and they're now going to push right back in with a full Uber ad, and they're only down 20 seconds, and they only need 20 seconds to take this point. They walk through left. Zugjug is just not holding that aggressively at all. They're able to just take the space.
There are traps on the rock. Traps on the rock. He misses the dent. No, it would have been a drop. It would have been a drop. JFK's just in. JFK's holding W. JFK gets aided. How is this possible? How does JFK just run through left houses, covered by a scout and a soldier, and get the demo? They need to use this Uber ad. They're not using it.
They really need to. Yeah, sorry. They really need to use it aggressively. Here comes the use. Yes, it is. Jebediah gets the kill into Rialtov. Smokey's very low in this right house here. A bunch of kills going the kills are going in the favor of Mixup, but they only got 1 demo, and there's going to be enough time for Zugjug to refight this point. Aiden did set up a trap, but the Zugjug has that full Uber. It's only 10 seconds left. Phoenix with a crazy air shot into Obama.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, he actually destroyed him there.
Okay. Don't drop to this trap again. Don't drop to it. Okay, they just used. All right, good. This is a safe pick. They have some cap time, so they don't have to worry about the point going. They just need these kills. JFK Wing him with the Uber. He loves being invincible. They're picking up Aiden. They pick up Chocolate. And with that, Zugjug manages to win round 3 in another double overtime round, dude. It's just back and forth constantly.
As soon as I said, oh, JFK has been getting punished for these multiple times in a row, he does it like 3 times in a row and gets something every single time. I still don't understand how that works. But anyways, the other thing that was crazy there is Mixup just had a few miscoordination issues that led to some huge misplays from their team. Huno goes low very early. He's going to have to go grab a pack. Jebediah is on this point, not even taking too much damage. Aiden is the one being focused. Jebediah is still pretty healthy. Amity does a huge flank push here. Jebediah does go down to Rialto. Amity did do a bunch of damage, but it's not going to lead to any kills. It's 1 down on the side of Mixup. Chocolate is decently aggressive, trying to get some spam, but JFK is right there to try to pressure him off. Amity did get the kill onto Smokey, which is definitely going to help out Mixup's chances, but Zugjug is just going to cap, and it's about to be a 6-on-5 though, because Jebediah is going to be respawning, and they're about to take this fight right back in onto Zugjug.
Yeah, Amity is really putting in a lot of work by winning these fights in the houses, getting control of it, getting some spam rockets in, being a threat. That looks like Jebediah. Are they going for the exchange? JFK just Wing across the point again. Okay, good, they killed him. He can't keep getting away with it. And with both scouts dead on the side of Zugjug, this Uber is the limpest thing I've ever seen. It's getting nowhere. Beam on nobody. Not quite sure how that happened. We have Phoenix behind, getting chased down by Obama. Coming into lobby, actually, giving him the workaround. Oh, but Chocolate's right there. Chocolate's right there to catch him. And Smokey's in. Looks like that was their collapse. They get the force, but they're definitely going to lose the points. Only slight Uber out on the side of Zugjug, about 30%. They may be able to use it if they're crazy, but could be difficult. Could be difficult. Meanwhile, Classic Mixup setting up their forward hold, getting ready to try and burn some time off the clock.
Oh, there goes JFK to a trap from Aiden. One thing is huge, though, is that, yeah, as you said, Zugjug still has 30 seconds advantage. Both soldiers get through the right house. Phoenix is getting incredibly aggressive, or Smokey is. So is Phoenix. Here comes the aggressive four-man in, and the huge kill onto User. That's very much going to help, Mix-Up's chances. Aiden is going to go down again, but that was their expected three-man. With their heals, it looks like they're still trying to posture, but I think they're not going to commit for anything. They're just looking to spam, get a little bit low on HP. Obama does get killed from Phoenix. Does get caught by Phoenix. Very nice kill on his part. But there's no heals here yet, so he's going to have to back up. But there is a big 60% Uber advantage on the side of Mixup. But they've been really getting destroyed by these holds. Though lucky for them, Zugjug is not holding. They are just hard building, and Mixup is going to take this for free. And we'll see how they elect to push here. It looks like they're just clearing on traps for now.
When is Zugjug going to rip this four-man? Because you know they're going to rip it. They're going to do it soon, or they're going to wait till they start going for the points. Now would be the time. They're pressuring the point. Phoenix getting some nice spam rockets off. Still building. Amity taking the space. They're opting just to sit there back on concrete and build. Maybe they're so close to Uber, they just decided it's not worth it. They give the cap over to Classic Mixup. Meanwhile, Chocolate actually picking up a kill on the scouts. And with that, it's going to even out. Imagine in the air, the User misses the arrow, dude. That would have been a crazy highlight. They hit that arrow. And yeah, they never four-man. They let them just bully them out using the fact that Zugjug had disad. And now the clock's ticking off again. JFK, I'm watching him. He's on point. He's looking for it.
Yeah, this would be that time for the Uber exchange, although Phoenix just goes in crazy aggressive, does get the force out. Yeah, Jebediah is going to have to try to salvage that, but he's so far away. User is milking, but does eventually use to save Rautov. I think Tuna is caught, does back out of the prediction from Rautov. Rautov is trying to catch him in the main, but Tuna left right. Another pick from Jebediah onto JFK, and that's going to be a player out on the side of Mixup because there's still a spawner. Big bomb from Chocolate, humongous damage, humongous play from Chocolate, and that's going to grab a med and a demo kill. And Mixup is just going to back out and play around their heals or play it nice and safe, nothing too crazy here. Phoenix and Smokey are both Smokey's posturing. He's in behind. They have no idea, but Smokey beeves Tuna so low. And he does manage to live. Smokey just beefed that first rocket. JFK's going for it again. JFK is going for it again. He gets directed and absolutely destroyed. Maybe a little too late on that there. But it's two down on the side of Zugjug. They're trying to pressure, but I don't know if I like this. Mixup could just get really aggressive, potentially get User again. We'll see if they select to do that.
Yeah, they could. They're getting closer to that Uber, 70% with about 30% ad. Amity goes in, picks up User again. I mean, technically Tuna hit the arrow last time, but it was Amity's and Chocolate's bomb that secured the kill. And with that, not only does Mixup have the point, but now they're looking at a full Uber ad. Jebediah, just give it up. Just give it up. Oh, we have a pause?
We do have a pause, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. I wonder if Phoenix is potentially thinking about sacking. I think, yeah, this is Phoenix and JFK, so I wonder if Phoenix has got a maybe they're trying to maybe they're trying to go for some crazy sack play right now before they're ready because before Mixup is ready for it, because I think they might have time to go for a sack if they go for it right now. And JFK is right there on the point, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to go for something. There's still going to be I think it's 35 seconds left on the clock for Mixup, so it's close in terms of time for a sack, but we'll see. I think Zugjug's is, now that I think about it, maybe Zugjug will just decide to retake this point because they have those three players, or a three-player advantage, which means they can just take the point for free, essentially, because Mixup does not want to fight when they're down three players. But we'll see what happens. There's been a lot of craziness happening. There were a lot of med drops early in the game, but I haven't seen many med drops recently. It's just been med kills.
Yeah. Yeah, the meds, I think they realize they're not going to be the one winning if they're relying on the other med to drop too. So, I mean, we saw User use at 150 health, making sure they didn't drop. My team would never let that go for the rest of my life if I used Uber at 150 health. But sometimes when you're on points and the demo's landing on you, there could be stickies at your feet. You don't know where the soldier is. There could be a scout Wing at you. Sometimes you just maybe have to use at 150 health, or you die instantly. And it looks like the match is unpaused here. What is Zugjug gonna do? Basically full disad. Coming out of spawn here, trying to retake this point. Walking forward. Do they go for the 4-man, or do they... Oh, they're not even... Mixup's not even giving them time. They just use in. But the medic user's way out, so they're looking for other kills. They pick up JFK. It's another air shot. Smokey 1 HP in this house. They actually get traded out, and they're able to re-aggress. They're actually losing the fight. Zugjug wins. They're coming back.
Yeah, Mixup is desperately trying to get this kill into Phoenix. They do grab Phoenix. They were just a little isolated there. It's still a 3-on-3, but Zugjug is just going to grab the point back. And since JFK is spawning now, Mixup is going to have to wait for their spawners if they want to fight. And Zugjug is about to get Uber too. This is really huge for them. Mixup really needs to do something if they want to win this fight. Aiden's going to grab a bow. Bomb from Chocolate trying to get something down, but he's very low on HP. And we have another pause again. Is this a tech issue? I'm so confused. Yeah, there might be.
Yeah, that's curious. Chocolate 3 HP about to land. I wasn't paying attention to the bomb. Is Chocolate taking fall damage here, M17, or are they fine? Do you know?
I have no idea. Chat, place your bets. Do you think Chocolate will... Oh, he just dies to JFK chip shot anyways. He didn't die to the fall damage. It's still a big fight going on. We'll see if anything crazy happens.
Not only a pick, but they have Uber. Amity gets the force off, but immediately gets picked up by Phoenix. And Raltov is just in. Can they pick up these kills? Aiden gets picked up by Smokey through the house. Looks like this is Zugjug's round to lose now. They just have to get these last kills. Heading into overtime. Not looking good for classic mix-ups. Phoenix actually taunting in overtime as a soldier is fighting their combo. That's a soldier maneuver if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I think Phoenix has done a couple of taunts. They seem very confident that they're winning. I know Zugjug is all about, you know, tonight they really wanted to just lock in, secure this map. Remember, all they have to do is secure 2 maps. Just going over it really quickly, this map, of course, is map 1, it's Bagel. CP Sunshine is map 2, and then CP Snakewater is map 3, and Gully Wash is map 4. And map 3 and map 4 might not even be reached here if Zugjug just win the first 2. We're going into this next mid-fight here. User takes a lot of damage early. We'll see if that transpires into anything, because both teams are just kind of playing it passively. As I see that, JFK just walks across point again and kills Aiden. He's just built differently sometimes. I don't know.
Dude, somebody stop this guy. I was just watching. I'm like, are they gonna let this happen? And they just let it happen every time. He just runs across straight into the demo. Tuna dropped very low by some aggression over here on the right. And with that, Zugjug is gonna be able to pick up the first point. Again, really hard to defend when you don't have a demo. This is just like a half-second pause. What just happened? And with that, both teams getting Uber. I wonder, Jebediah probably wants to take this exchange in. Says, get beam on me. Give me 185. JFK just running in, fighting Amity, and they pick her up. This time, Imagine actually takes the exchange first, and Tuna! The run-in, dude, JFK! Dude. Who knew? Who knew? Aiden's coming in, they're trying to salvage in any way. Users trying to back out into main. Manages to live. Dude, they need to stop this guy. This is ridiculous. Like,
yeah, JFK just ran through the right house. Tuna had no idea it was coming, and that was just a 2-shot drop. That was really huge. There was a little bit of a technical issue. It was, I believe Tuna had a 300, went on 300 ping, and then I believe the other one was just a tactical one by, I believe that's also by Mixup.
Yeah, so I just saw Tuna have a technical issue too, honestly.
Yeah, Jebediah does get killed early by the trap. Smokey's going crazy aggressive. They pick off 3 right there. Tuna is going to back out safely, but Raltov gets a 4th kill. No picks going on the side of Mixup. Amity is still over here trying to go for something. I think Amity does just get through. She's by herself, so I think she's just going to back up, trying to do a little bit of delaying. Imagine does pick her up. That's a big pick. That's going to help them a lot. Both soldiers on the left here, though. Mixup really needs to do something else if these soldiers are going to be this aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, they're still disad. Only at 75%. They're going to be able to even it up here, but man, Zugjug is just burning time off this clock. Almost a 2-minute advantage. It's going to be really hard for Classic Mixup to come back from this unless they like get a drop and then forward hold for 2 minutes straight. Meanwhile, Phoenix actually gets taken down. It gets a little bit too aggressive in lobby. Smokey about to follow suit, gets smoked themselves. And now with both soldiers gone on Zugjug, Classic Mixup finally breaking through. And looks like they're going to be able to take the point here. Are they actually... They wanted the exchange, but they dropped. He said, "Imagine if you drop me here," and they do, and with that, they're gonna completely waste the Uber. They can't get anything. No soldiers, no scouts. Did Tuna get forced by somebody?
Yeah, JFK went through
JFK?
the right house
I
again, but
knew it.
Tuna
I
did
knew
see him
it.
this time, and he did respect him a bit. Smokey does catch Amity off barely, trying to leave the right house here. It looks like the fight is still going around here on the point. Phoenix got pretty aggressive into this left house, and they're just trying to do a bunch of spam. They're very low here, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get picked off by the scouts, so they may even get a bow. Phoenix with a nice shot at the Jebediah. Chocolate does eventually clean up Phoenix, but that Phoenix staying alive for that long in the left house was really crucial to Zugjug just taking that point back. It's a 2-minute round timer advantage here. Mixup really has to step this up because it looked like it was pretty even at the start, but now after like the third round, it's been pretty crazy. JK just sees Aiden too aggressive and just walks at him. That time, I think Aiden was definitely too aggressive by himself, and JFK punished it. Yeah, but it's still an even Ubers, but it's 10 seconds left. Mixup has to do something here. Smokey's incredibly aggressive in the right house. There's a two-person push in the right house, but Smokey does a ton of damage. Chocolate gets the kill into JFK. It's a big fight here. Jebediah gets hype on the point. They do finally have Uber on the side of Mixup, but User uses his Uber first. Here comes the counter Uber from Tuna. We'll see if anything happens in this Uber fight.
We have secured the control point.
No kills. They really, I mean, they're having better Ubers, but Zugjug is able to disengage so well. They just all get outs before the Uber's done. No kills on the side of Classic Mix-Up, and now they're able to just start re-bowling the point again. It's overtime. If they cap this, Bagel's done. The map's over, and they do. JFK just runs forward, and they're so scared of this man that they just cap. Like, and yeah, I was gonna say M17 that, you know, the W on Aiden there was a good time to do it. You know, they always say, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day. If you're Wing the entire time, every once in a while, you're gonna do it at the right time. I guess that's JFK's play style. But
I mean, one thing to say is he's constantly going for aggression on the demo, which is something that is definitely important. But at a certain point, you figure the teams would be like ready
yeah,
for this and expecting it, or like just baiting him in or something like that. And like it was working at the start, but I guess JFK just like suddenly just only went for the demo, or just like I don't know, sometimes aggression changed where he was just able to suddenly he wasn't going for these like he was just suddenly getting something every single time, and it's absolutely inexcusable if Mixup wants to win here. That's map one in the favor of Zugjug. Only one map left. If Zugjug wins it, we move on to or we don't move on to anywhere. Zugjug just wins the entire series and wins IM6's season 15. Take a look at these logs here. I'm very curious to see what happened.
oh, I gotta pull up the logs. That was, I mean, again, like it looks dumb on paper, but the thing is, if it's working, like, can you really knock the guy for just continuing to do it? Like, he's not being punished 80% of the time. It's ridiculous. JFK with 3 med kills and 7 demo kills. How? How, dude? The guy had 28 kills. Over a third of his kills were on either the med or demo as a flying scout on Bagel. And Garm could never. I'm 17. He would never do
I,
that.
I don't understand how that keeps happening. I mean, looking at this, yeah, Tuna had 3 drops. That is really huge. And unfortunately, Tuna is a ringer, and normally Aiden and I think Jebediah are used to playing with Windows, but I think, three
Windows the
drops is
goat.
definitely huge. That's a very painful thing to happen. Drops can really it can really turn the game around. But I mean, looking at the stats besides that, Phoenix went pretty huge, but they were just always aggressive, like constantly pushing or just peeking for stuff. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised to see, yeah, Phoenix had more kills than their pocket soldier while playing roamer. They had more heals, so like I wouldn't be surprised. Phoenix is just like constantly going for aggression, which is very crazy. But Smokey did not play poorly either. It looks like the explosives on both teams were doing pretty well. Raptov wasn't doing so like insane in terms of damage, but I think it just overall, I think those, yeah, like the damage went barely in favor of Mixup, even though they lost 4-1. I think it was just those like, yeah, if we look at the kills, they slightly went in the favor of excuse me, in favor of Zugjug, but I think just overall better play and the 3 drops on the side of Tuna really hurt Mixup.
Again, I don't wanna sound like a flaming tuner or anything, but I will say if they had Windows, they might win that. Windows is in my opinion by far the best medic in IM. Windows is crazy good because we scrim their team a lot, and Windows is better than most medics in main.
Wow, some high praise there, but yeah, from what I remember,
But
Windows is
not me,
out
of
with
course.
a yeah with a excuse me with a what's it called with what am I saying? Windows is out with a hand injury, I believe. So
Oh
that's
my
like
gosh,
yeah, what's causing him? You know,
dude!
too much milking Ubers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what the hand injury was. Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm pretty sure. I all I'm saying is it's. Do you not think it's a little bit fishy that this team is like undefeated in M17 and then come grand finals like they're just not here?
well,
Huh?
they lost with their normal roster. They lost to Zugjug in a 2-1
Mm.
match in the
I'm
upper
just
bracket finals.
I,
But
I don't want to make any assumptions or insinuations or anything, but I'm just saying like if you put a lot of money on Zugjug like 2 weeks ago, you're probably making some big bucks right now. This is not what people expected, you know. I would never accuse anybody of doing such a thing though.
you would just insinuate it. Well, if we look back at the previous match in the upper bracket finals, something to note as is just Sunshine was won 3-2 by Mixup, and Zugjug won Bagel 4-3, and then Snakewater was a 2-0 win for Zugjug, and that was the third map. So those are the first three maps in this series too. So, you know, we still may see
Run it back.
Mix Up win Sunshine, but then lose Snakewater. But I'm really hoping for all four maps. That would be really fun, even if it goes late. But we'll see what happens. Mix Up has to win if they, you know, they have to win all three maps now. They cannot lose a single map. Zogjuk just has to win one more map, and they are victorious here. And something to point out as well is I think like starting something we've noticed is that Mixup just hasn't been as dominant in playoffs as they were throughout the rest of the season. They only lost one game in the regular season, I believe, and they after like they swiftly 5-0'd them in a scrim the next day, I believe. So I think there's a lot of stuff. I think from what I've heard, like Mix Up, or just from what I know, Mix Up has some of the mentality stuff happening. Like that's a lot of what's going on with their team. Whereas Subject has just been constantly improving and getting better when they have a lot of DM players on their team, but they've just been slowly working stuff out. And Imagine has a decent amount of experience calling on Combo Scout, which is helping them out. But
Mm.
yeah, Mixup does have to step it up, but again, since they have a different combo scout than normal, they've been playing completely differently than their a lot more crazy aggressive play on previous like everything except this past week. But I mean, Jebediah was going for some crazy Uber exchanges, and they were normally pretty positive. I think those Uber exchanges were working really well for Mixup because like user was just using early, and Jebediah was constantly making user flash because like multiple people like Rautov would always be caught in the Uber seemingly. And I don't know if that's just Jebediah being like always catching them out, but you know, that's something that's really important. And if they can just like keep abusing things that they know are working well for them, I think that's something that Mixup really needs to get done or really needs to abuse if they want to win.
We are going on to 5 CP though, which theoretically it should be harder for a team just to brute force DM than a map like Bagel, right? So I'm hoping that Classic Mixup is able to kind of play around JFK's little antics a bit better on a map like this and turn him into the feeder that he rightfully deserves to be and able to use that to their advantage. You know, a lot of times in these divs, it's a viable strategy to figure out who the most aggressive player on the enemy team is, and then try and make them feed as much as possible instead of play perfectly optimally as an invite team would. Things get messy.
Yeah, and I believe there is an issue. I think what happened with that unexpected pause in the pregame there was I think they started and instantly had they accidentally had the wrong config. We'll see if I don't know if they actually started, but I think that's what I
Wrong
heard from one of
config?
the one of the
Don't
players. I think,
RGL admins stand for that these days?
yeah, I'm gonna pull out the permit for that. No, no, no. I believe they quickly fix it, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue. But we will see. Yeah, so we're gonna see. This is not going to be the real game because they're just gonna realize, wait, crap, the config is wrong, and they're gonna reset shortly, I believe. So even though this is live right now, I believe we're not gonna be seeing anything crazy happening. Let me triple check, but. I mean, they're playing this out as if it's a normal mid, so we could like kind of commentate this, but I believe they realize in a few seconds, so we'll see. Oh, nope, right there, they just pause and they're like, wait a minute, yeah, okay. So now they've accepted, now it's good, and we are going live for real this time into the first mid of map 2 on Sunshine. Take it away.
All right, coming into Sunshine mid. I'm curious what these teams do. I am expecting Zugjug to play a more aggressive style mid, maybe meet their demo, kind of hold the space instead of rotate around that sometimes happens on this mid, and kind of use that to their advantage. I'm placing bets that JFK just runs immediately underneath the middle parts and just tries to go for something, but no, he's actually flanking around the left, kind of actually playing with his medic, uncharacteristic. At Phoenix with the massive nuke on the medic, and users in too. Or Amity's in on user and does not get that kill. And it looks like Zugjug is actually turtling up in the enemy team's cafe. They have the med pick. They're playing it slow. Both the scouts are capping though. I actually like this. And Chocolate on top drops in, but doesn't get it. Jebediah is in, trying to hit the user, picks up the pocket scout instead, and it's only user left alive. The battle medic misses the arrow.
Jebediah just, yeah, Chocolate got some big damage, but Jebediah just went huge. He grabbed a free, he just absolutely destroyed Route 12 and Imagine with the beam, and then he took his free reward as the medic kill in that 3K. That was very well played from him. I mean, Zugjug had the good plan of bunkering up, but then they were stuck in the other team's cafe, so they had to pressure through, and Mixup was really set up for that. It's now going into this second point pressure here. Amity's already through on this fence, just clearing out for some traps and grabbing some space for her team. Amity's already through the side as well, as Mixup takes a lot of pressure on the front here. Phoenix takes a lot of damage bombing, and Smokey does the bomb to try to back out, but Zugjug is just going to back out. They're about 25% uber disad. There's already a gun going up on last on the side of JFK. He's almost got it to level 3. He's actually gotten to a really nasty spot. When you have time, that could be really crazy when you're holding disad, but I don't know if Mixup is going to try to take this ad. Looks like they're posturing for it. Yeah, here it comes.
20% ad, very, very slim. They don't get the medic. Users tucked back and spawn, and they're walking back out the left side with Uber. 97%, 98% they have. They use immediately, and they also pick up a couple kills. Phoenix picks up Amity. Oh, Jebediah picks up Smokey and Phoenix, and they're going to be able to hold this. Once they got that Uber, it was just too slim ad. You have to kill the medic on ads like that, or it becomes very, very difficult. And with that, Zugjug is going to be able to walk back out, retake seconds, and keep themselves in the game. Basically even Ubers now, so I expect we see a stalemate here on seconds. Maybe even waiting until they get Uber to even do anything. See what happens.
Yeah, I think that's just going to lead to a back out here. Both teams are really playing it safe. We're just going to see some building here, and we'll see some sacking plays in here shortly. I'm really curious to see what Mixup has got cooked up, because they have 2 new soldiers. They were playing pretty well on Bagel, besides the little bit of weird stuff in that left side when trying to break out of the forward holds. That was the one thing that, besides like the overall like less practice together, that Mixup was really struggling with. They're gonna bring their heels over into this valley side. We'll see what they tried to do, but both Route 12 and Phoenix are in spots to pressure out with the spam. Aiden's trying to deal with these traps. Abominomicon is pretty aggressive in the choke. Here comes the bomb from Chocolate. He went pretty aggressive, but just decided to fade. Phoenix was instantly ready for a counter bomb. Does get picked off. Pretty good bait on the side of Mixup. And Amity is like 1 HP. She's barely living. Oh my god, that was close. But they have a player ad. Let's see how Mixup intend to use it.
Amity went in there, couldn't quite get on the medic, and backed out instead of turning into a feeder. Pretty smart. And now, without a soldier, one of these doors is weak. Smokey still has to cover Cafe. Looks like we have Chocolate in, hits 1 rocket. User doesn't have to be scared there. Even if that was a direct, was never going to do enough damage for the drop. And they're able to hold on. No counter sack out of Zugjug yet. JFK peeking at choke. Looks like they're opting just to play it safe. They're not doing anything. Not sending a single soldier.
Yeah, I'm surprised, because Mixup completely backed off Cafe, and one thing that Phoenix is known for, I know I saw it a ton of, I've seen it a ton from them, is they love to shove Cafe or just like go for shoves while sacks are happening. Like they're going to be constantly looking for heals and trying to go for different like sack plays or shove plays, trying to catch Mixup off guard here. Here comes a big bomb from Amity. Does get no decent rockets, does a bit of damage, but there's actually a double bomb, and Chocolate got in and got the force onto User. They're going pretty aggressive. I think they're deciding to go choke, but JFK just goes right through Cafe. He's flanking already. We'll see if Mixup decides to try to fight this, but JFK is behind. Obama might be caught in a 1v1 with JFK while Mixup pushes through Valley, and here comes the aggressive use from them.
Meanwhile, yeah, classic Mixup just used it, and they actually catch User over in lobby here, take him down. Looks like Jebediah. JFK kills Chocolate on the respawn. JFK still behind. I mean, picks up a kill, but that's a scout down. Mixup in lobby here, re-peeking out, managed to kill User. User just respawns. Looks like it's going to stabilize. JFK just leaving. JFK on a little adventure. Crazy.
Yeah, one thing that happened is Obama barely got his way out into Valley and escaped, but then left Chocolate respawning alone, so he had to take the 1v1 on the Scout, which is definitely tough. You slightly favor the Scout, you definitely favor the Scout in those matchups just because the double jump, the insane movement for no cost or anything, and just the reliable hit scan. It is going to be an even Uber situation here. We got Zugjug back on their gun. I mean, it's a slight ad for Mixup, but there's no way they can take that's not. It's like a 5% ad. That's not really ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zugjug is trying to get their gun set up. Imagine it's actually just getting it up to level 3 before even putting it into position, and that could cause some issues if they don't ever get it up in time, because Mixup could just like potentially sack right now while the gun is like not in a position to like deny bombers. It's just behind this crate right now, and Smokey's kind of alone. Phoenix does a nice bomb to pressure out Aiden, which does hold off Mixup for the time being, so Mixup has to go for some sort of sack. Here comes Amity.
And he's in. Both soldiers in. Chocolate and Amity. User gets dropped super low, 13 HP. Has to use Chocolate trying to find their way out. Meanwhile, Phoenix gets piped. Nice pipe there. Taken out. And they're really opting for this double soldier sack, which I understand it. I also don't understand it. On one hand, it's very hard to milk against 2 soldiers in on you. On the other hand, even if you get the force, you're down 2 soldiers. Like it's harder to hold the doors. But it ends up working out for them just because Zugjug is too scared to push out. Now they have full ad on the side of Mixup. Looks like they want to take it lower.
Yeah, here comes the Uber in through lower. Yeah, they're in through lower. They're killing the gun pretty quickly. They still haven't gotten the gun. That took a really long time. It looks like they're just going to opt to end up on the left side. Amity with the big bomb, but the first pick goes in favor of JFK. Amity does trade out that pick. Phoenix is very low on the ground, but Rautov long-range pipes Tuna. Kills definitely going in the favor of Zugjug here. It's just a few plays left on Mixup, but there's so many people left, but User clutches it out with the bow. Oh my goodness, that looked like that was a Mixup. Like Mixup just losing that guarantee, but then I believe that was Chocolate who just absolutely nuked them, and it barely was a win for Mixup or Zugjug. But yeah, like you had said, when Mixup is going for those 2 soldier kills, but because Phoenix keeps going for that insta counter sack, it's actually allowing since Zugjug also has a sentry, they're not able to like go for a refight ever, which is something that Mixup has really been punishing here. It's back to a disad situation on mid. Zugjug is about to push through. Looks like they're electing to go Valley, and they're actually trying to milk it through here.
They take it the space. Amity's in, already half HP, though, lands directly on the User, and User gets forced the 3 rockets. Listen, what's the saying, M17? 2 rockets, it's my fault. 3 rockets, it's my team's. Is that how it goes, or am I wrong about that?
Yeah, I think that's what Sandblast says. Anyways, we have about an 80% Uber or 70% Uber ad here on the side of Mixup, and looks like they're electing to take this cafe. Jebediah is actually peeking really early and gets a lot of good information. They actually see that cafe's pretty clear. They're going to be able to milk through. Chocolate gets through. He sees nothing. He's even on this height, and that's going to allow them to push through. But yeah, just like you said, JFK and Phoenix go for the flank shove. They're going to kill Amity. Phoenix is already onto second, and Mixup has to all come back. JFK does trade out with Chocolate. That's huge. Phoenix is still behind in lobby, and that's going to cause some real issues here for Mixup. That's going to even potentially even the Ubers out, because even though Mixup has an Uber ad, they're down a player and Phoenix is still behind. It looks like they're just going to decide enough is enough. They go back for Phoenix, pick them off, and it's now a 5-on-4, and I think Mixup is going to try to push, but oh my goodness, is that Zugjug is about to push the cafe with all 4 people, but we have a pause.
Are they going to go for a crazy exchange? Like, what's going on here. They didn't get a force. They know it's not. I mean, they were disad. I do absolutely love that flank shove though, especially on a map as big as this. Like the combo is so disconnected from your flank when your combo's cafe. The flank is Valley. If they get those kills in Valley, it really puts Mixup in a bad situation. You know, do we go forward? Do we try and use the ad? But then they're back capping. Do we back up? But then we're getting pinched. Like it just gets really hard to play properly. And with that, the unpause, Jebediah walking in, almost killing, actually does pick up Imagine, and that means there's no scouts over here on the side of Zugjug until JFK gets here, and they're gonna have to back out. That death, Chocolate in, bombing choke. Oh, I gets picked up by JFK. Looks like it's turning into an even mid fight with Ubers. And User's the one that uses first. Aiden at 1 HP underneath the point. Gets flashed as the rocket lands on him. Crazy flash, manages to bomb out with the Uber. JFK super low, but it's classic Mixup that is having to back up here. Meanwhile, Phoenix is behind, ready to pinch. And Smokey's in through Cafe. Phoenix is coming back in. Aiden's flying all the way back out to Shutter. And the pinch just works. Zugjug kills the important kills. They get the demo, they get the med.
And Aiden tried to go for the pack that Phoenix went for, but Phoenix picked the pack first, but then Amity went in with a nice bomb onto User. Imagine and JFK did clean up 2 kills, and the numbers are definitely favoring Mixup, although Chocolate got a free kill into JFK, which is definitely going to help. Chocolate is doing a ton of damage here, but he has to hold off until the rest of his team gets here. Phoenix gets in from the right side, kills Chocolate and kills Tuna, trying to stop
him.
Obama thought he could go on NG, and he just does not read the situation properly. Oh, that's brutal, and that's a first round for Zugjug. Wow, that should have been a hold there, but Tuna and Obamonomicon were not coordinated, and they just completely split up, and Obamonomicon went NG. That is a huge misplay. They definitely had that held.
Yeah, they should have had that, but just an NG there, no sentry. Very weak. Can't really do much. Can't stop the scout from capping. Coming into mid-fight number 2 after a crazy 10-minute round. Looks like Smokey's taking some high ground. Both teams rotating around Tetris. Smokey going in for a quick bomb, landing on Tuna, and the damage from the demo is able to pick it up. Meanwhile, the soldier hiding Cafe did not get it, but the follow-up bomb from Chocolate does kill the demo, but it's a 3v2 now on mid. Both scouts, but 2 of these scouts have a medic, and the others don't. Imagine and JFK able to pull that out. The Pocket Scout and medic surviving. Able to cap this mid and have big Uber advantage.
Yeah, I know that's clearly something that Zugjug has really been favoring. They want to get this early kill onto Tuna, and they clearly want to just bunker their med away in one of the cafes so that you can just completely protect your medic and play around the heals. And this time, Mixup were just not ready for it, and Zugjug got enough kills to where it just wasn't feasible. Zugjug is already getting through here for free. There really isn't enough pressure. Aiden does have some traps up, but it's not going to be much. Amity goes in for a huge bomb. So much damage. It gets the force onto User. How many times in a row is that? Yeah, I don't know how she just gets a force every single time. It's actually crazy.
That
User's
one was
maybe
fear.
Yeah, I think User is fearing Amity a little bit. Maybe she just hit 1 or 2 insane shots, and User's just like, I can't deal with this anymore. Yeah, Smokey gets an early sentry pressure in, and JFK's already through, in on the point. Chocolate's trying to stuff it, but actually they pressure in through left on the side of Zugjug, but Chocolate gets a kill onto Imagine. Jebediah gets a kill onto Phoenix. Amity gets JFK, and that's 3 down. That's going to allow Mixup to push out probably without even using Uber because there's no scouts on the side of Zugjug.
Yeah, they will most likely get this for free. Only 2 explosive classes alive on the side of Zugjug, but they're not doing anything. They're on last. They fear.
Push out.
They got 3 kills, and they had Uber at M17. They didn't do anything. JFK off-classing 2 sniper, dude. This is not how history went. JFK's looking to rewrite it a little bit.
Yeah, JFK
get a couple of shots.
Okay. JK is known to snipe. Yeah, that was a really crazy decision. They had 3 up. They should have just swapped both their NG and heavy off, taken second, and they might have even been able to push mid. But I guess they just don't feel confident in their pushes here. There's going to be a big setup. We have a heavy and a sentry, excuse me, but because of the sniper, that's probably going to hurt this a little bit more because there's no counter sniping here. A lot of pressure in on the right side. Chocolate trying to get some counter pressure to try to stop JFK from sniping. JFK has decided he's going to rotate under. He's scoping up here. Aiden gets a kill into Phoenix pretty early. Chocolate gets a ton of damage onto JFK. Smokey's there to protect him, but it's 1 down on the side of, on the side of Zugjug. And he does, pick up JFK. That's going to be huge. they might try to get aggressive, but they have a heavy and NG, and there's no sniper, so I don't think Mixup has anything to really go off of, and they just back up, and they're going to let Zugjug try it again. But that's going to make things really annoying, because Zugjug just has 2 minutes to go for free shots, and just any advantage they get, they can try to take that in.
Yeah, you honestly hate to see it, but I've seen this before. It's like classic Mixup, especially after that beatdown on Bagel. They're playing scared. They are scared to take advantages because they're afraid something might go wrong. But if you don't take the advantages, you just can't win. They're just letting Zugjug get away with whatever they want right now. And when they do have an advantage, they don't do anything about it. JFK respawned, walking back to the lobby here. See where they decide to peek from this time. Looks like it's upper rights. Charging up that shot, setting it up, hoping that Aiden maybe peeks it, get a free demo pick. Meanwhile, the rest of Zugjug is pressuring on the left. Jebediah picks up Phoenix with the Frontier Justice non-crit. And with that, they're just going to back out of lobby, wait for the counter sack. Let's see if Classic Mixup actually does anything. Amity, only one getting things done, tries the bomb in. There's people staring right at her. JFK hits a headshot. Looks like on Chocolate. He's going to have to back out, get some heals real quick. He's not walking in.
JFK sniping on this right side. Chocolate is the only soldier alive, and Phoenix is also pressuring Chocolate out. That's really going to help. There's so many people Chocolate has to deal with. He's so low. Phoenix does grab the kill into Chocolate. That was huge. They definitely needed more pressure, and Amity being dead really hurt. Now it's just one explosive class. Finally, I believe that's Amity, who's going to respawn just in time to save her team here. Phoenix grabs a kill onto Jebediah, and there's another kill. Amity gets picked up by Imagine. Phoenix grabs the gun. This is 3 down. There has to be an Uber exchange here on the side of Mixup. Aiden does get a kill into Rautov. JFK gets the headshot onto Obama. Aiden gets another kill, and that's going to be huge. And there's an Uber exchange. Aiden has been farming on demo 2 kills, which is really important when it's just you alive. Big bomb from Phoenix grabs Jebediah and does a ton of damage. Amity does get killed by Imagine with the help from the bomb from Phoenix. Chocolate is going to get killed by Imagine. It's just Aiden and User alive. Rautov dies the fall damage, and Aiden gets the kill onto Imagine. And User has to back out. Oh my goodness.
Has some cap time, but the spawners are going to be on last well before anybody from Zugjug can get in. Looks like we're going for a round reset after that crazy situation. I was honestly expecting Zugjug to take it. They had so many kills, so many picks. Yeah, now they're just feeding for points, but looks like it's going to be a round reset. Going into another mid, but Classic Mixup has not been winning these mids, and then they are too scared to push even when they have an advantage. They gotta change something if they want to even have a chance at a comeback here.
Yeah, if you never go aggressive and the enemy team just doesn't go aggressive enough and like doesn't make too many mistakes, you're really just not going to be able to do anything. You have to do some sort of aggressive something, some sort of play if you want to make something work, if the enemy team is just playing passively enough. We'll see if that early med bomb comes into play here. Both teams are kind of fighting around this right side. Double soldier bomb on the side of Mixup. They grab a bunch of kills.
It's beautiful.
It's a humongous kill. The explosives on Mixup do so much. Now it's just Imagine trying to get the kill onto Tuna. Chocolate gets the final kill. Wow. Amity and Chocolate, I think, just got a 5K on that mid together. Like, what?
Yeah, they
Aiden got 2, I think.
Absolutely destroyed Zugjug over by Tetris there. They landed on them. They got so many rockets off. They all landed. The initial bomb from, I believe it was Chocolate. I wasn't paying attention to exactly which soldier, but synced up a rocket right onto User, and User just died from like 130, just like trying to rotate. Instant medic death. JFK already switching to Sniper, trying to hold last on Disad, looking for some sort of pick as Classic Mixup surely pushes in. The Sentry is level 2, not quite level 3 yet, and won't be level 3. Looks like they're looking to take this through the top lobby here. They bomb the demo in, traps find nothing. The Sentry goes down early, and Jebediah's just already capping the points. So much cap time, gets counter bombed by both soldiers, but they have so much cap time. Both soldiers dead, but both scouts dead on the side of Classic Mixup now, and it's only the demo and the medic alive. Tuna and Aiden, they're just gonna have to leave. Zugjug manages to hold on even with the insane amount of cap time. As soon as the Uber ends, they just collapsed and killed basically everybody on Classic Mixup.
Yeah, I think what happened there is everybody else thought that it was their job to get onto the point as well to finish it off early, but all they had to do was just let Jebediah be the bait and then just kill the players trying to stop it with
Hmm.
the point without landing on the point, and they would have won it. But both soldiers and the scout went down. Here comes a bomb from Chocolate. I believe that's Chocolate. No, that's Amity. Excuse me. Trying to get something, does not get anything this time. User with a very nice bait. But that's a lot of time wasted by Amity. Very nice job on her part. Which is going to potentially allow Mixup to hold this because it looks like they're about to get Uber. And Zugjug has just been stacking, and now with them getting Uber, it's now a 5-on-6, but they do have an Uber advantage. Here comes the pressure into Valley. Chocolate getting pretty aggressive, trying to stuff it down, and with the spam from Aiden, they're deciding not to go. Smokey comes in, and so does Phoenix, and that's a force with the two-soldier sack. Very well played from them, and Zugjug is just going to back up, but they've completely given this up. Mixup definitely has to pressure if they want to get something. Looks
Yes,
like they're finally getting through.
I do like that they did not immediately send a soldier here. Now they have 6 players. Even though they're uber disad, they can get in, they can pressure, they can try and get the force, and Chocolate does get the force. Amity actually lives behind. Chocolate still on point, but it looks like Imagine is running down Aiden in lobby here, but he bought enough time. Aiden lived long enough to get his scout, and with that, Zugjug is down, and Amity's back in! The spoon! Oh my. Amity almost got it in choke. But that was much, much better played off the double soldier sack than what we've seen before. They didn't immediately feed one back themselves, so they're just able to pressure and get the force and then win the fights since they're up so many players.
Yeah, Amity did a really good job of picking off JFK pre-Uber, and that was huge because Amity then stayed alive behind Chocolate with a big bomb in after Rialtov long-range pipe Tuna, and that's another med death, this time on the side of Mixup. Here comes the big all-in from the side of Mixup, but it's so uncoordinated. User gets piped, but the kills are just going the way of Zugjug. It's just Amity left alive, trying to go in for something. Does get a little more damage, but Rialtov with a nice pipe cleaning it up, and that's a full wipe for Mixup. And Zugjug is a full Uber out, and they're going to take this all the way into last. I wouldn't be surprised.
Man, as soon as it looked hopeful for Classic Mixup, just, man, Medic playing catch with those pipes. Never want to see it. Looks like some of them are getting force spawn, and Smokey just hits a crazy shot on Jebediah, takes him down, and gets the return at JFK. Wait, where did he get in? Where did he get in the lobby? Where did he get to Shutter? Just kills Tuna, and now not only they have full ad, but they're pushing it to last without any heals on the side of Classic Mixup. This is going to be so hard to defend. They're taking it right in through the left. They know there's nothing defending it yet. Demo is still coming out of spawn. They get in.
Aiden drops User with so many med kills here. Oh my goodness, it's now favoring Mixup somehow. There's a lot of cap time though. JFK kills Jebediah, Chocolate kills Imagine, but it looks like it's definitely favoring Mixup here because there's a gun. Smokey does eventually kill the gun, but there is just too many players, and Smokey is just going to back up here, although JFK is hiding in dungeon. He's decided better of it. He is backing off here. But yeah, so many med kills that, like, excuse me, Tuna got juggled by, I believe, the demo or the soldier at Shutter, and then JFK just cleaned him up. But then the big long-range pipe drop on the side of Aiden. There's been so many pipe kills. Like, the demos are just long-range, like, piping, but just with spam, or just destroying the medics, and it's really huge for both of these teams. These medics maybe need to just bait a little bit more if they want to not die to these rollers.
They're not even using lock and load. It would be more understandable if they were lock and load pipes, to be honest, but...
Wait, do I see what I see? Oh, yes, Phoenix is...
JFK, dude, they're waiting. They're lurking at this lower door. And yet again, though, like, User dropped Uber. Surely Classic Mixup should have had ad, but, I mean, they hard built it, and now it's, like, evened out. It's Classic Mixup, once again, just doing nothing on last. And now Zugjug gets a chance to try and get some sort of sack in, try and get some sort of advantage to try and secure round 2. See how they decide to take it. We have the classic sentry spots lower. JFK just Wing in, shoots at the sentry, gets absolutely nothing, gets taken out. Meanwhile, Phoenix bombed in. That's a 2-man sack. That got nothing. Let's see how Classic Mixup decides to play this. Switching off Waltov.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Dude. Smokey just smokes him. Holy smokes.
Amity got through dungeon, got a nice kill onto Raltov, but I think with the late spawns and the fact that they had a sentry and a sniper, I think Mixup didn't want to do anything, and Smokey hit a very nice air shot which absolutely destroyed Amity. Now here comes the sniper v sniper. JFK is going to be peeking his top left doorway. Aiden's got enough spam. JFK barely gets out with his life. And I don't think they know that Abominomicon is on Sniper at this point. He's still just sitting in spawn very passively. Definitely could go a little bit more aggressive trying to peek something here. JFK is rerouting his position. It looks like he wants to peek this other side now. He's getting very aggressive on Chocolate. There's a lot of spam on the side of Zugjug here, but Mixup just has fewer players to get spammed, and they can just overall do more damage here. Smokey is at lower, trying to pressure, but decides to back off. Here comes Smokey back at lower, trying to pressure to help the rest of his team over, but Chocolate just gets a kill into JFK, and that's a sniper down, and it's only a minute left until we go into another round reset.
Aside, classic Mix-Up, and oh, Amity takes out Phoenix. Phoenix a little slow to leave lobby there, gets picked up too. Amity looking through lower, possibly getting through now. Bombing onto concrete, landing right onto User. User sidesteps the rockets. No force, no drop this time. And with that, Classic Mix-Up is going to have to go back to holding. Only 30 seconds left. Probably an Uber exchange coming out here if I'm on the side of Zugjug. Just force it down somewhere.
I need to point out, Phoenix on Roamer has swapped to heavy. I know this is the tech from Jay. Jay has been giving them quite a few reviews, I have to say, and I think this is something they've been wanting to try, and we'll see how it pans out here. Here comes the Uber into right, but I think they went just a little bit late. There's only 10 seconds left. Smokey does get a kill to Chocolate, which is huge. Tuna is still milking, though, which is very big. A ton of cap time, so much cap time. It does end up being another pick on the side of Mix-Up. The picks are just going in the way of Mix-Up, and it's just going to be another round reset here. Yeah, I think, Zugjug just went in way too late, and that just didn't give them enough time, and they didn't get the force into Tuna either, which is really huge. When you exchange, you really got to get the enemy medic force, or else Tuna's just going to, or the other medic's just going to be able to use so much later, and it's going to make it huge for the defending team.
All right. Mid number 3, even though there's only one round on the board. Last mid we saw just an absolute fantastic bomb from Amity and Chocolate. Let's see if they can repeat it this mid. Both teams walking in, but they aren't going Tetris. Zugjug actually choosing more to meet them this mid, a little bit more confrontational. Smokey sitting up there on top of Cafe, getting some good spam in. JFK on top. Amity landing on User. User hits a serve. Chocolate hits the back shot on the wall, but it's not enough to take out User. And meanwhile, Tuna gets killed out by the counter bomb of Smokey, and just like we've seen before, they are immediately bunkering up into Cafe. 3 alive on each team. One team has a medic, the other team doesn't. That means all damage is permanent. Oh, but the peak and pipe! The pipe! Oh, User gets the pack. That was so close. So close. They can't stay here forever, though.
They really can't. They're trying to bust out through the enemy team's Cafe, but here comes the respawners, and this is going to be really bad on the side of Zugjug, you would imagine. Chocolate is finally going to get picked off, but the force did happen. Amity is alive on mid, and there's 2 spawners here. Imagine gets another kill, and Raltov gets another kill. Abominomicon did get one, but Amity's about to go down. This is going really bad on the side of Mix-Up, actually. A lot worse than you might have thought. Tuna is pretty safe all the way at Shutter, but it's going to be like a 40% Uber because... Actually, maybe a 50% Uber disab because Tuna has nobody to heal.
I think what happened there was Tuna knew that they were in Cafe with big Uber at, so Tuna never committed. So they essentially played a 5v6, and so Zugjug just Ubered and got the kills. And now, once again, yeah, Zugjug has pretty big Uber ad. Only 3 minutes left on the round timer, so it's not quite banny time yet. Then I'll try to prolong it for that. Engineer coming out. Level 1 sentry, they're just sitting back and building 100%, and they're ready to go. Instant pop at 100%, landing. Sentry goes down immediately. Imagine capping the point, gets reflashed as the soldier counter bombs. Soldiers have traded out Phoenix for Amity, and there was just not enough pressure on the points. I really love the reflash on the scout there. I do that all the time. Like your pocket scout starts baiting the cap, and so their soldier counter bombs, and you still have like 1 second of Uber. You just reflash your scout, and their bomb does nothing. The soldier dies.
Yeah, that was really huge, and getting that free pick definitely helped because they went down a player pretty early when the soldier on the right side got killed. That's 2-0 on the side of Zugjug. Remember, if they win this map, they win IM Season 16. Big bomb from Amity to go behind. Chocolate gets a kill to JFK early, and with Amity behind, this could be huge. Chocolate goes in for an absolute nuke. Raltov is very low, does eventually crater, but a big kill from Phoenix onto Tuna, and here comes the collapse. User is very safely out, though, with Imagine. They're going to back their way all the way out to their own last, but that's something we've seen on every single mid. Zugjug just completely gets in onto Tuna every single time, and if Mixup want to start winning these mids, they need to just be ready so that Tuna doesn't take so much early damage, and if he does, he just needs to back up, because every time damage comes in early on the side of Tuna takes early damage, Zugjug instantly are like, let's go for a bomb, let's kill the enemy med, and every time it works because Tuna's just not ready. They don't spot the soldiers enough.
Yeah. Sunshine mid can be very volatile like that. If you walk into it as a medic and you get a sticky, you could just be dying instantly. Phoenix taking some space early. They know they have ad. Bombing right onto Bell. Amity going high, landing a choke, but User's all the way in the back baiting. Eats one rocket, but is able to disengage enough that they don't have to use. And it looks like they're going to be able to get mid here for free and still have about 50% ad. They could go really fast if they wanted to. Looks like they are. JFK left to cap, and they're taking it Valley. Combos coming in. They use through, but it looks like Classic Mixup is already out through Shutter. They're trying to chase into lobby here. Not able to get anything. They may pick up Chocolate, drop to 40 HP, manages to get out. They were maybe just a little bit faster. They might have been able to catch some kills, but now they're going to have to play this disad.
No way. They're stalemating it again. They had a full ad and they just don't feel confident. They are saying, okay, we feel more confident in our mid fights, but they've been losing all their mid fights. I think they only won one mid fight.
They only
off
won
of the back of one mid fight off the back of a very nice play from Chocolate and the scouts there and Gemini going huge, but like I really don't like this. Like, they have to do something. Yeah. I mean, I guess they were worried about losing the push and then getting like overtime capped. It is one round. Like, it's about to be like 10 seconds left, and seconds. Yeah, and it's about to be, you know, the next round that Zugjug wins, they win IM, they win the grand finals, and Mixup has to win 3. And here's the continuous overtime that's now been put into place. Mixup has to win 3 in a row. If Zugjug wins one of them beforehand, they win the entire season here. Chocolate is going for a bit of a fight onto Smokey. He's not going to get anything huge. It's just going to be a bit of spam trading off back and forth. Some picks attempted to be just some sort of advantage that both teams are trying to get here. Smokey is just trying to disrespect the soldiers, trying to get the gun down. Phoenix does eventually get killed for the gun, but Zugjug is going to just back off safely. Chocolate did go for a counter-sack, nothing happened there, and we're back onto an even Uber situation.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, yes, you're losing. Yes, this team is pressuring you harder, but if you don't take these advantages, like, you just can't win. Like, you got full ad. You just have to try and push out a last. There's no other option. Like, sure, if you lose the push or get back after something, it sucks. But, like, you can't win any other way. You can't win from your last. You got to do something. Phoenix hits the speed shot in. Actually goes for the sentry first. Didn't quite see the medic. And meanwhile, JFK gets piped down by Aiden. Phoenix dies too. It looks like they were going for a 4-man, it would appear. Amity smells blood in the water, looking for something, but User and Imagine are all the way out. I kind of actually like that 4-man idea there, because like they're basically saying like, man, this team is not doing anything, so if we just force their med, we'll have Uber ad, and we could try and win then. Unfortunately, it did not quite work out.
That may or may not have been something Jay that was trying to push, but we're not going to say anything about that. It unfortunately didn't work out for them, and it's now on to second. But maybe that was a blessing in disguise, because they've had they've been more successful pushing into second, because I think they actually were able to get it a couple of times, whereas they've not really been able to break the last as successfully. Big bomb in from Phoenix, and Amity gets another kill onto Smokey, and that's 2 down. JFK did pick up Chocolate. Amity is trying to go in for another counter sack, but does go down. But look at those spawn times. The soldiers of Zugjug are gonna spawn 10 seconds early, and that's 2 players. That might be a really bad situation for Mixup. We'll see if Zugjug decides to push off of that.
Yeah, Smokey and Phoenix already here. Soldiers just spawned on the side of Classic Mixup. They could go for something really, really fast here. It looks like they are. Phoenix and Smokey are in the classic double bomb that we've seen before. Beautiful surf and milk on the side of Tuna. slides right into lobby there, is completely safe. And with that, both soldiers down on the side of Zugjug. Let's see how Classic Mixup decides to pressure this. Looks like they're taking their combo cafe, peeking it. They don't have to fear anything but traps at this point, so they're just blazing on through. But it looks like the flank shove is coming out again. However, this time Obama, president v. president, wins that fight in Valley. And it's Zugjug that has to use first. But Tuna drops Jebediah. And they're trying to salvage the bomb coming in from Aiden, but they have to leave. Oh, dropping your pocket scout there is so bad. You would have had such a better Uber. And Phoenix is back in, landing right on Amity, finishing them off.
That was a huge
Oh
no, this is looking really bad for Mixup. Phoenix was just on second, and then they all tried to go back, but Phoenix just timing them, and Mixup just didn't see Phoenix jump off the cap, and that was huge on their side. Meralto does get pretty low, but Chocolate is not able to get the kill and backs off here, but it's going to be an Uber ad push. It's going to be an almost full Uber ad. It's going to be like 80%, so they have plenty of time to figure this out, although they don't really want to let Abominomicon set up a gun, because that could be a huge hindrance for their push, but it's pretty aggressive here. They'll probably be able to kill it pretty early. We'll see what happens. There's no other Uber exchanges or off classes, and they're also trying to build, which is a little bit crazy. You might even want to consider a sniper, because I don't think you have time. Here comes the aggressive Uber in from Zugjug.
Tuna gets caught in spawn by the sticky. No reset bind to save instantly. The medic's instantly dead, and Imagine is capping the point. About halfway cap, gets picked off by the stickies. Aiden in, Phoenix dropped very, very low. It's only Phoenix at 5 HP! Just walks in with the escape plan! And Caps, I completely forgot about them.
They got a kill with the escape plan, and then walked in and almost got all the cap time, but then User just finished off the cap time. And that is it. Zugjug wins RGL 6's Season 15 Intermediate. And yeah, they are your winners. And keep in mind that they are the 3rd seed. 6 Hate Club lost in 3rd place and were the 2nd seed, and Mixup were the 1st seed, and they are now placed in 2nd. So well done by Zugjug. Well done.
They win the last season of RGL ever? That's such an achievement, M17.
Why did you say it's the last season? I don't know if it's the last season, but
oh, I forgot I'm talking to an admin. You didn't hear about the coup?
Okay. Anyways, I can't
we're
wait
storming
to
the RGL man next season, M17. Your days are numbered.
Whoa.
These league fees are getting out of hand. We know you're just lining your pocket.
Yeah, looking at the logs in this second half, oh my goodness! Like the damage was just so in favor of Mixup. They absolutely destroyed. But like looking at the overall team play, it looks like it was just better on the side of Zugjug. They were just going for so many plays that Mixup was just not ready for. Like with all those plays for like going behind and things like that, and just catching them off, and then always bunkering with their medic. It was just working out so much better for them. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was I was hoping that would go along a lot longer, but that is it. And Zugjug do win.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Mixup's mental was just shot on Sunshine. They were too afraid to do anything. And I think honestly they weren't a worse team. I think they just got a little bit in their own heads almost, and it probably just made it harder that they had so many ringers and weren't as used to playing with each other as Zugjug was.
Yeah, no, that's something that can really be important. Like, you just need to have enough time, and Zugjug has just been like playing with each other. I mean, they've had their roster going. I know, like, if we just look at like overall like roster shifts, all the top 3 teams have had like at least one player shifting out, like going into playoffs, like coming in and out. Like, but Zugjug actually like probably had the most consistent roster, because they had their pocket scout who came in, I think, like week 3 or week 4, and after that they've pretty much had the same roster, bar from the occasional like ringer in matches. But there's still been a few like times where like Amity was subbing in a lot earlier for Mixup, and I think that just changed everything. Like having that consistency, practice time down, but also, like you said, the mental are really important and really undervalued, because like if your mental is shot, you'll start making bad decision, you'll start playing poorly, even if you're like out DMing, which you could be messing up too when you're like very mentally distracted. But you know Those things are definitely important and definitely underrated.
Yeah, looking at the logs, it's sad to see from Chocolate and Amity both dropping a lot of damage, getting a lot of kills. I mean, their bombs are on points, even dying less than Phoenix, but at the same time, 5 medic deaths to 11 medic deaths is also gonna hurt you so bad. That's just unacceptable if you want to win. And Zugjug really did a better job of playing around their medic than I expected after watching that Bagel game. They really had that strat of like, let's kill their medic and let's bunker our medic like down to a T. They were never slow. They were always tucked away somewhere safe as soon as Tuna died. And it just allowed them to have way more Uberad pushes than the side of Mixup. If only Windows was there. My
Yeah, if
goat.
only, but I think there was definitely like a bunch of things going on for
Yeah, it was not
that
just
game.
that.
It wasn't just like a simple like, oh, they lost and just because of one single player. I think it was like a bunch of different things. Sugjug has had this plan on Sunshine in particular where they're like every single mid we are going to do early damage onto their medic, which happened to be Tuna, and then they're just gonna bomb the medic, kill the medic, and then they just bunkered around their medic, and it just worked out on literally every mid. Like if you look at it, they won every mid except for the second one, which is very huge. Oh wait, I'm looking at Bagel. Excuse me. It looks like they technically won fewer mids, but like immediately after, what would happen is Subject was just retake on two of the other mids. So
Mhm.
in reality, it was like four mids really for Zugjug and one
Yeah.
for Mixup.
Yeah, technically they capped the mid first, but they did so with full Uber descent and then lost it afterwards. It
Yeah,
happens.
it does happen. A little less exciting, unfortunately, than last season, but definitely still worthy to watch. Like there was still some crazy plays, especially on the first map, with so many just crazy plays happening back and forth. But yeah, I know Fireside is probably going to be covering. I can't guarantee that, but we're probably going to be covering some of the other games. I believe there's still AM Grand Finals to be played, and the main lower bracket finals and main Grand Finals. And I'm not sure if the advanced Grand Finals happened yet or not. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. I've been M17. This is Theory as co-caster, Pika on production. Theory, do you have any shout outs before we head out?
Dude, I honestly just want to shout out JFK one more time. That made Bagel so entertaining to watch that guy just W in it and get those free kills. Like the kills were as free chat as a Prime sub to Fireside Cast. Like if
Ooh,
you click subscribe and it says use Prime sub for free, they get money and it costs you nothing. So you might as well do it.
that is true. I want to shout out both Theory helped me out tonight coming in from after his own season, and of course Pika on production. Production always very underappreciated. Just having people willing to be there and the spectator, just doing all the production is very important. And shout out to all the players and the viewers. Thank you so much for watching. I am, and thanks so much for watching tonight. Have a good one.